Right now, police are investigating a fire at an apartment complex from overnight. It happened just before 4 this morning at the Timber Mill Apartments on Blanco Road near Wurzbach Parkway. Fire officials say a cigarette butt on one of the balconies may have started that fire. People inside the building were evacuated. No injuries were reported. Officials estimate the damage at about $8,000.
And we have new details tonight in an officer-involved shooting from yesterday. Police have identified the suspect as 23-year-old Oscar Perez Jr. He is still in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say he will be charged with aggravated assault against a peace officer, felon in possession of a firearm, and theft of a vehicle. He was shot yesterday when police followed him to a convenience store in a car that had been reported stolen in a carjacking Friday. Police are still looking into what happened. And making headlines, new details are emerging about the explosion that rocked a neighborhood in New York last night, injuring at least 29 people. This is video of the explosion caught by a surveillance camera. You can see people running as soon as the blast goes off. Police disposed of a second device found near the site. It was found just minutes after the explosion. Officials say the act was intentional, but there is no word on a motive or suspect.
This was a very serious incident. It's going to take a lot of careful investigation to get to the facts and get to the truth. And one of the things we're going to say to you today is we're going to be very careful and patient to get to the full truth here. We are not going to jump to conclusions. We're not going to offer you easy answers. We're going to make sure we have all the facts. We know there was a bombing. That much we do know. We know it's a very serious incident, but we have a lot more work to do to be able to say what kind of motivation was behind this.
They also went on to say that so far they do not believe the incident is connected to a terrorist group, but they are still investigating.
Tonight, we're learning more about the stabbing at a mall in St. Cloud, Minnesota, that left 9 people injured and the suspect dead. The FBI is calling it a potential act of terrorism. Officials say the suspect made references to Allah and asked one person if they were Muslim before he assaulted them. 3 of the 9 victims are still in the hospital. One of them is in life-threatening condition. The suspect was shot and killed by an off-duty police officer.
Back here at home, the focus was on raising money and awareness to fight prostate cancer. Hundreds gathered at Mission Park Pavilion this morning for a 10K run and a 5K to raise awareness in a fun, family-friendly environment. Zero, the End of Prostate Cancer and Urology San Antonio hosted the event. Organizers say it's an effort to save lives and support the more than 13,000 men in Texas who will be diagnosed with prostate cancer this year.
I had 4 uncles that passed with prostate cancer. My younger brother just had prostate cancer surgery last month, and that's why it's real close to me, is the fact that I want to be able to make sure we beat this dreaded disease.
San Antonio joined more than 35 communities across the nation in hosting similar awareness campaigns.
It's music to our ears here on News 4, an event we've been talking about all week long.